Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you watched my video from yesterday, I hope you got a good laugh for April Fools. But this is the official serious video for this week. This is my third planner update for 2023. I will be showing you all of my spreads from the month of March. March was, yikes, an interesting month for me. The first week of March, A+, and then weeks 2, 3, and part of week 4 was just negative 20,000 stars. And then thankfully the end of March and now April, I'm doing a lot better, and hopefully it lasts. So anyways, you might see this reflected in my spreads, and I just wanted to give that little preface. So this is my pocket bullet journal from Leuchtturm, and again for the month of March, I was mostly not doing so well with my health, and so I didn't get to do as many spreads as I typically would like to do. But again, it is currently April 1st and I'm feeling so much better and so much more inspired, and so I'm excited to do more spreads in April. But anyways, this is where I left off last time. We have March 2023, and I did this fun lettering with my typical kind of block lettering, but this time I added some patterns, so some stripes and polka dots, and I actually really like the look of this. So we have March 1st, and I thought it was a Tuesday, but it's actually Wednesday. And I've been loving this thing where I do half a to-do list and then half make some random doodles about the day. I find that it's the perfect balance for me. So on this day I had a nail appointment, some chocolates, I had an office viewing, and then one of my credit cards expired. And then for March 2nd, my sister and my brother-in-law came over, and I bought some scones and coffee for everyone, so that was fun. And then we also had a Chipotle for dinner as a family. Then this was March 6th to the week of March 6th. And so I planned Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then I was gonna plan Thursday, but I just didn't have time, so I crossed it off and plan for Friday instead. I used to do a lot of these sort of vertical spreads in my bullet journal back in the day, but I basically started off the day with some bullet points of the main things of the day, and then marked in my gym session, wrote down my to-do list, and then starting at the bottom, I wrote down anything that required quote unquote a different icon. So for example, FaceTiming, I did a heart, and then some money icons for payments and stuff. And I quite like the simplicity of the spread. Here I was ranting about how I was reading People We Meet on Vacation, and I really didn't want to finish, but it was for the book club, so I did end up finishing. And then Friday was a complete mess. I was supposed to meet up with my friend for dinner, and then she rescheduled to Saturday, so not a problem. But then evening rolled around and she was like, oh, never mind, I can actually go. So then I crossed off rescheduling to Saturday, and we ended up going to get dinner anyways. So I do have these sort of days where things don't go according to plan. And then whoa. That honk really startled me. Okay, and then I ended up skipping a bunch of days, so we're now on to March 21st. I basically skipped like 2.5 weeks. This was the day I went to our second book club meeting, and every time I go to the book club, I stop by Walmart and I get a bunch of snacks. Got some Kind bars, some cacao nibs, and hemp hearts. And then here, it's not a traditional to-do list, but rather I was making a list of sticker sheets that I needed to cut for our inventory. And then I skipped 5 more days to March 26th, and this was the day I went to Marvel Station with my sister. We actually booked tickets to this Marvel Station event thing back in December of 2022, and at the time we were like, yeah, this is gonna be so great. And then both of us just forgot about it until this weekend, and we were like, oh shoot, we have to go because we bought tickets. And honestly, neither of us were too excited about the event, but we were just excited to hang out together, and I will talk more about this later on. But yeah, I just made a bunch of doodles. And then the next day again, a to-do list, and then I typically do a big grocery haul on Mondays, so I just doodled a bunch of things that I got. Here I used a sticky note and I taped it down using washi tape to write down some recipes that I wanted to find. Back in, I think, around January/February, I was really on like a baking/cooking kick, and March was again really busy for me, and just like health-wise I wasn't doing well, so I kind of fell off my baking/cooking game. And yeah, so I wanted to get re-inspired and find some new recipes. On Tuesday I was so excited because one of my customers, Christy, she sent over another giant box of treats from Trader Joe's, and I was so excited. Thank you again, Christy, and for giving me some content to doodle, because this was so much fun. And then this is the last page of my bullet journal for the month of March. This was literally yesterday. I just wrote down a blurb about the month of March, kind of as a little reflection. And then this is for April, which I will talk about in my April update. So not too eventful in my bullet journal, but I do like all of the spreads that I ended up doing. Next, we have my Hobonichi Weeks. In my previous video, I complained about the fact that a lot of my tabs were getting ruined by the zipper, and I got a lot of suggestions, actually like so many comments, recommending that I keep my Hobonichi Weeks like this, so with the tabs on the inside. Honestly, I'm not too sure about that. I feel like the tabs end up getting squished, and then it gets a little bit difficult for some reason to zip and unzip. So I'm not too sure. This is going to be a little dilemma that I have to figure out. This is the update with the year at a glance. I'm not sure if I did this in my last video or if this is new, but I just used my marker and I blocked off the days that don't have 31 days, just because I was getting kind of confused, and so many times I almost filled in the wrong day just because these parts are empty. So yeah, I just blocked it off with a marker. I'm continuing my step tracker. I honestly have not been too great at filling it out every single day. I probably fill it out every 2 to 3 days, but because I have a Fitbit and also the app, it logs all of the numbers anyways, so it's not too big of a deal if I don't fill it in every single day. So there's that. And then for the monthly spreads, this is my March monthly. I didn't have too many highlights because, again, it wasn't a very good month for me. I will say I love this theme, which is Lucky Charms. It's so bright and colorful. This was my 5-year shop anniversary. Wait, why did I write 5-year shop anniversary? It's my 7-year shop anniversary. This is embarrassing. That's so weird. Okay, anyways, this was my 7-year shop anniversary, which is so exciting. And I know that it's kind of related to work, and this is my personal planner, but for me, that's a personal achievement as well. So I decided to mark this in. And then on March 3rd, I started taking magnesium tablets to help regulate my sleep. My sister's a pharmacist, and she said magnesium is safer to take than melatonin, and apparently it helps with the bathroom as well. But anyways, I am taking it for sleep, and yeah, I started on the 3rd, so it's been a little under a month. Have I noticed anything? I mean, it's not like knocking me out with sleep or anything like that. It's not that strong, but I do find that during the day, I feel a lot more well-rested. I really notice effects, especially if I don't take magnesium. Like, I just feel very sluggish and foggy, especially if I don't sleep well. So yeah, I think I'm gonna continue taking it. But of course, this is just personal to me. Okay. And then I also mentioned this previously, but I took my dad to the ER on the 11th and 12th. Well, we went on the 11th and then we stayed there overnight. So I kind of just did a lettering to span over the 2 days. And then I had to call some specialist offices for his eye. I had special deliveries to 2 of my customers on the 22nd. I got them some pastries and also granola bars. And then this was a really bad mental health week, so I put this funny little emoji there. And this is where I marked going to the Marvel station. And then my mom's foot has been hurting, so we took her to the family doctor and podiatrist on these 2 days. So I put down the 2 little car stickers. So that is my monthly spread for March, and I haven't done anything for April yet, but that is that. And then let's keep going. So this is where I last left off, and this was the anniversary week, so I had to go nuts with the anniversary washi tapes. This muted Galaxy Rainbow washi is my favorite thing in the world. The foil is a steel blue, so it's not like a bright blue where it's like clashing with your spreads or anything, but it's a very slight hint of blue, and I think it's so beautiful. And then this is a Lucky Charms cereal washi. This spread is very full. This is the next week. Again, quite empty on these 2 days because I was dealing with my dad's health issues, and I was reading like a bunch of books at the same time, and so I doodled the covers. I highly recommend the book Untold Night and Day. It is a very short book, so if you're just trying to get into reading, or if you don't typically read, I think you'll really enjoy this one and you'll find it easy to get into. So yeah, those were my current reads for that week. Not current anymore. And then for this week, let's see. Yeah, I think this was also a very bad mental health week. So here I'm saying I'm having an off week, too much on my plate, and hence this is very empty. Again, my planners often reflect how I'm doing during that week. If it's a very low energy week, then I don't force myself to fill stuff out. And then the following week, I had my book club meeting. I don't know if you noticed, but something that I have been enjoying is making little icons like hearts and coffee beans to differentiate from the little bullet points. No real reason, I just think it's really cute. So I use the coffee beans to mark when I go to a cafe and do whatever. Here I made a section for groceries and then feelings. A rough week, but ended on a good note. And it's kind of like a coffee theme this week. And then this is this current week. So we have a little bit of March and a little bit of April as well. And I started doing this thing where I rank my days out of, or not really rank, rate, that's more accurate. I rate my days out of 5. So Monday was -5, Tuesday was 4, Wednesday was 2, Thursday was 1, and then yesterday was a very good day, 5 out of 5. And then today I will be baking chocolate chip cookies with my friend, which I'm very excited about. Oh my gosh, I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. And this is in my opinion, the most perfect chocolate chip cookie recipe. I have baked this 3 times prior, and I made little adjustments each time, and I think this is a final form. It's unfortunately not plant-based because it uses butter and eggs, but I do have a plant-based chocolate chip recipe that I have yet to perfect. So that is my next goal. I do both plant-based and regular baking. So yeah, anyways, this is a recipe that we will be using today. So those are all of my spreads for March in my Hobonichi weeks. I don't think anything too crazy, but again, I don't know what it is, but I am in such a better mood today and yesterday. And I'm just feeling so inspired and creative, and I hope that in my April video, I will be able to show you a lot more fun spreads. We still have one more planner to show. This is my everything planner. It is my Hobonichi Cousin, and I think we have some fun spreads for March. And okay, this pocket is getting a little bit out of hand. I am getting a bit lazy and I'm just shoving everything into this pocket, but we won't talk about that. So I do have one exciting update in my Hobonichi Cousin. I felt like I wasn't utilizing my year at a glance section very well. So what I've decided to do was at the bottom, I'm going to doodle like a continued scenery. I haven't done so for March yet, but I will do that later today. But I retroactively did it for January and February. And yeah, I think when I finish, it's just going to be one long scenery of doodles, and I think it's gonna be so much fun. Also, I wasn't sure what to do at the top, and I think what I'm gonna start doing is list out one positive thing that happened during the month, one negative thing that happened during the month, and then one neutral thing. And again, I just had this idea like this month, so I have to retroactively do it for January and February, but moving forward, I think I really like this idea of just picking out some highlights. And then for the monthly section, this is my March spread. I didn't have as many parcels as I did last month, just because this month in the business, we were mostly focusing on shipping out orders rather than having new stuff come in. So just mostly supplies and such. Thank goodness here I wrote correctly that it's a 7-year anniversary and not 5-year. I still don't know where I got that from. And yeah, there is a lot of overlap between my Hobonichi Cousin and Hobonichi Weeks monthly sections, but this just covers a lot more because I also incorporate work stuff. And in general, I've said this many times, but I don't really use the monthly section functionally, so this is more for fun. So I don't really mind that there's some overlap. And then let's move on to the weekly section. Okay, so this was my 7-year anniversary week on Sunday, and of course I had to use the Lucky Charms kit. I did an entire plan with me on this, and it does look a little bit chaotic, like so many stickers, so much writing, and I know it seems a little bit overwhelming, but I honestly love this so much. And the thing is, like, while I'm going through the week and planning, it's not very overwhelming. I think it's only overwhelming when you look at it at the end of the week and you see all of the writing and stickers. But yeah, during the week, this was really fun to plan. And then Sunday, I really like this section where I doodled a bunch of things to summarize my night, just because I didn't have too much time to pick out stickers and stuff. And then this week, very realistic. Again, my dad had his health issues, and so this was pretty empty. I could have gone back and filled in all of the stuff, but I was like, I think this is a good reflection of how this week went. So I'm just gonna keep it as is. And there were still a few things that I wanted to document. I just, again, made little doodles. And then moving on, I did kind of like a daisy theme for the first half of the week, and then I think I got too lazy for the second half of the week, so I didn't make any further daisy doodles. But I do still quite like this. I think it's really fun, especially for spring. And I just used little colored pencils. Here I wrote, "Spring forward into sleep deprivation," which is so true. This was a 100% all pen week, which I did a plan with me on, and I really like this. I just used my gel pen and then I think 2 different Tombow markers to shade in the gray areas, and then I also used my Tombow fudenosuke brush pen, the usual, to do all of the fun lettering. And I found it really fun to just make all of these little doodle icons and such. And then this current week, I'm using the February snail mail subscription stickers, and I love how tiny all of these stickers are. And then this was the April Fool's plan with me thing, which actually today, which is Saturday, it's a lot more eventful than tomorrow, which is Sunday. And so what I'm actually doing is replanning Saturday on Sunday, and I'm just gonna skip planning Sunday. I hope that made sense. So I will explain this a bit more in my April planner update. And then let's move on to the daily section. Okay, so of course with March, I just had to start off with green and clovers and all of the Lucky Charms themes. So I wrote, "Hello March, please be good to me." Yikes, I was very hopeful. Yeah, this was a very busy day, and especially with my busy days, I really need to structure my day basically in 5-minute increments. Like, that is how tight sometimes my schedule becomes. So on this day, I just wrote down some main things that I really needed to hit the deadline for. So that is what that was. I had a nail appointment on this day. And then here I spilled some water. And so you can't really see it, to be honest, but I just used my Tombow marker and outlined the water and drew a little sad face. And I think that's kind of cute. And then this is my new packing label. So if you get your order packed by me, this is a label that you will get. This is when I started taking my magnesium supplements, and that's a doodle of a bottle. Very glamorous. Here I sketched out how I wanted to take one of my Instagram photos, just a little thumbnail. This was the eve of my 7-year shop anniversary, and it was incredibly hectic. Published stickers early. Yeah, for this month, I've been really loving just like adding little speech bubbles everywhere for things that I want to make comments on. And then I just write my journal entries around it. This was the actual anniversary. As you can see, very crazy. This was like the 5-hour increment schedule that I was talking about. And then on this day, I just completely treated myself. I had a strawberry shortcake to celebrate. That was shared with my parents. And then I also got the Magnum plant-based salted caramel ice cream bars. If you are plant-based, or even if you're not, I highly recommend these ice cream bars. They taste amazing, and the first time I tried them, I honestly had to double check that they were actually plant-based. I was like, there's no way. Anyways, I'm very passionate about this popsicle. And then I used the Planner Supplies washi, which is my favorite thing in the world. March 6th, I had a headache apparently, and then I also handmade some everything bagels for my dad because he has an everything bagel every morning, and our local store was sold out of them. This was obviously not a very good day. I wrote, "Bad mental health evening, sometimes just give up on the day and move on." That is true. I think so, at least. And then because it wasn't a very good day, I decided to be very mindful and take care of myself on this day. I went to a cafe, got a croissant, coffee, picked up some snacks, stuff like that. Not much to say about this spread, I think. I do really like this frog sticky note doodle. I want to create like an entire collection based around frogs. I think that'll be fun. And like ponds and lilies and stuff. And then this was like the crazy weird day that I was talking about. So I was supposed to go to dinner, and then we rescheduled, and then we rescheduled the rescheduling. So that was fun. On this day, I woke up super bloated. I think it was from all the salt from the day before. And then I got this like shaker salad thing from the local grocery store, which I was really excited about. It was very overpriced, but I was so excited about the fact that it was in a shaker bottle. Yeah, this was when I took my dad again to the emergency room, so not going to talk about that again. This was the peach pie recipe that I followed, except we didn't have peach and I used nectarines, and it actually turned out just as good. So yeah. And then I also baked chocolate chip cookies. Anytime I try a new recipe, I put it in a recipe card like this, so it stands out. The next day, it was very busy, and I had this like entire day planned, but then everything got canceled because my dad got a last-minute appointment for a specialist, which obviously was a good thing. So I just had to shift things around a little bit. And then Tuesday, it was also very, very crazy, and I just wasn't in the mood, nor did I have the time to make a to-do list even. So it was just one of those days. And again, I just hope that these flip throughs really show you that it's not always like a perfect spread every single time. All right, and then this was the start of my Daisy theme. So the past week or so was just really hard on me, and on Wednesday, I just really needed some time to myself, and so I went out of the house, and I don't think I brought my laptop even. I just basically journaled and read my book, and I checked out of social media, all of that, and it was so lovely. I really, really like these Daisy doodles, and this little me time doodle, and my little grocery haul. And I started this like mindful morning thing where I just really keep myself grounded and ensure that I'm making time for myself. Here I drew a little daisy garland. I was reading on the go and I didn't have my book journal with me, so I just wrote some notes here. And then this was a little date night. We watched the 400 Blows, which was excellent. And then I had sushi and they had Five Guys. So yeah, that was fun. And then continuing on with the daisy theme, I had a croissant and drip coffee. And then on this day, I bought some ingredients to make my own trail mix at home, which was super exciting for me. And I doodled everything that I got. So almonds, cashews, raisins, ground flax, walnuts, pepitas, and banana chips. So that was exciting. I'm just noticing that I haven't really checked things off, but I can promise I actually did get things done. I think I just forgot to check things off. Here I was doodling some ideas for new bean cards. Wink wink. I just noticed I don't think I used any of these ideas. I had a sudden burst of inspiration for a different idea, so I think I'll save these ideas for my next round of bean cards. Okay, and then this was the book club day, and our book club for next month, or this month rather, is The Great Circle, and I was supposed to finish doodling the cover, but I haven't done so. I will do that later. I'm about 60 pages into this book, and it's really, really good so far. Wednesday was a very bad mental health day, and this is when I doodled the struggle bus. This was like completely spontaneous, and it was literally like right before I went to bed. This is why all of the lettering and lines are so wonky. I was like half asleep. And then the next day I was like, I really like this doodle. And then I ended up turning this into a vinyl and then later into a sticker. So, you know, sometimes struggles, in this case struggle buses, result in good things. Yeah. And then here I wrote new day. I was reading The Great Circle on the go and I didn't have my book journal with me, so I just journaled it here. I have been speaking for 55 minutes, so getting a little bit tired. Okay, moving on. We're almost done. March 24th, I once again decided to do some work outside, so I made a little doodle of myself. On the 25th, this was a big design day, and I was so happy about it. I've just been packing so many orders. I've been working on subscription stuff that I haven't had much time to design, and you know, as a creative, designing just always feeds my soul. So yeah, this was a really good day. And I wrote, holy shit, it's 11 p.m. so I don't want to jinx it, but I had a really good day for once. And I think this really just shows how bad March was. Like, I was so relieved that this was a good day. I actually purposely didn't finish off the spread because I'm going to be filming a video on how I kind of scrapbook and memory keep special things. So this is going to be, I think, next week's video. I think nothing too exciting here. Tuesday, again, I was reading The Great Circle, and here I was doodling ideas for the April order freebies, and I have the struggle bus and also the Hot Mess Express doodled here. This was Wednesday, and as you can see, it looks very different from my usual structure. So this was actually a note that Christy included with her Trader Joe's parcel to me, and it was so sweet, so I just had to stick it down in my planner. I also find it really funny when I get notes and stuff from customers and they actually use my products. Like, I don't know why, it just makes me so happy. So Christy used the January subscription notepad, and she also taped it with the classic emojis onto like a box of treats. And so yeah, that made me really happy. And then Wednesday, I was just not having it. I wasn't in the mood to make a to-do list, so I just decided to journal about my day. Thursday, I went back to my usual layout of having a to-do list section, and I just used some labels this time to make the headers. I don't know why, I just felt like it. And then here I was writing down some candidates for the August wacky holidays because I'm currently working on the August monthly kits. And then this was March 31st, the last day of the month. And again, I was like, phew, finally a good day. just the sheer relief when it's like 11 p.m. or whatever and nothing bad has happened during that day, and it's just an elephant lifted off my chest, and I just had to make a doodle about that. So yeah, that is basically it. I did already start Niwashi. I did already start my spread for April, but I will save that for my next video, or rather my next update. So I think this was one of my more chattier ones. I am just in a really good mood today, and I just want to keep talking about planners. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye.